put at risk because of the information that was on this group chat. Don Bacon, the Republican from Nebraska, who has been critical of Trump at times, said it was baloney to say that war plans were not shared in the group chat. And he said that the Trump administration should just own up to it so that they can move on. So, yes, there is some Republican criticism here. But for the most part, I would say the majority of Republicans are saying, let's move on, acknowledge it was a mistake, and this is being overblown.
All right, Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio. Ryan, we're going to leave it at that. Always appreciate it. Talk soon. Thank you, Andrew. All right, in the meantime here, while we wait to get to the top of the hour, let's just get you up to speed. Day 4 of the SignalGate story. I want to go out to my friend and colleague, Fox's Connor Hansen, with this update. Let's listen.
Both the top Democrat and the top Republican on the Senate Armed Services Committee have now requested an official investigation into the use of the Signal app to discuss military plans. They want to know if classified information was sent over the commercial network and how a journalist was added to a group chat where top Trump administration officials discussed specific details of an upcoming strike in Yemen. President Trump has said an inspector general investigation would not bother him, but the White House would rather move on.
The president and our entire team have been incredibly transparent. We have taken every question under the sun about this story, and the National Security Advisor has taken responsibility for this mistake.
Democrats have called for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to resign, and one says he should even face charges. They're focusing on one message in particular in which Hegseth sent specific timing and details of the attack.
There was a crime here, and likely an intentional crime.
The Trump administration continues to insist no classified information was shared. Despite growing calls from Democrats, a criminal investigation seems like a long shot.
It's not going to happen. It was an accidental thing. No classified information was leaked.
The White House said Wednesday that Elon Musk will be leading an investigation on their end into how Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg's contact was added to the chat. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Connor, thanks so much. I want to put this up from Hugo Lowell, a reporter at The Guardian. He tweeted this, that Judge Boasberg is ordering defendants in the Signal lawsuit. Remember, this lawsuit was brought by watchdog groups there in D.C. The defendants include Hegseth, Ratcliffe, Gabbard, and Rubio, and Besson. He is ordering them to preserve all Signal communications between March the 11th and March the 15th. So this is moving now to federal court in order to preserve some of these records as some of these groups are suing over transparency. In the meantime here, remember, here on Live Now, we have reached out to The Atlantic magazine in the hopes of potentially speaking with their editor-in-chief, Jeffrey Goldberg. That unfortunately wasn't able to happen, though. The Atlantic magazine sent us this statement here at Live Now, and I want to read it on now day 4 of this story. They say this. This is a chief spokesperson there at The Atlantic. Quote, that the Trump administration is trying to move attention away from what its officials did by focusing on semantics and attacks on The Atlantic. We reported what happened. We've now published the Signal messages for everyone to read. This national security breach is what the Trump administration needs to answer for. So, strong words.
This is Fox 13 News at 4.
Kind of like Christmas morning.
It's opening day at T-Mobile Park as the Mariners hit the field after missing the playoffs by just one game last season.
We should have been in there. That should have been us, and it was nobody's fault but our own that we dropped the ball on that one.
The team putting last year's struggles behind them.
A lot of us, you can say, didn't have the best year, and some things were happening too. So I think we have a really talented group.
As they look ahead to what the 2025 season can bring.
This is a team that we have a ton of talent. We have a ton of eagerness. Our guys want to win.
Everybody's looking good, healthy, and ready to go.
Vibes have been good. I think, like I said, it's just kind of making sure that with every day where there's focus, there's intent, there's a purpose to every day.
You can definitely tell the momentum is just growing. The vibes are really immaculate in there. Everyone's happy, everyone's hungry, and I think everyone's really excited to get going.
Anything's possible this year.
Yeah, he did! Yes, he did! Say goodbye!
Yo, Raleigh, swing it a little bit. from T-Mobile Park here. Yes, it is the big day, opening day for the Mariners. And of course, Fox 13, our team has you covered from inside and outside. We've got team coverage for you. We've got our sports experts, Alyssa Charleston-Smith and Aaron Levine, our sports director and sports anchor. Again, Alyssa there, and AJ Janival, our reporter, talking to the fans. I know he's already having fun. Thank you so much for joining us for Fox 13 News at 4. I'm Hannah Kim.
And I'm Matthew Smith. Now, we're going to be doing so much today. I'm almost excited for you all because we're taking you behind the scenes. I never get to see stuff like this, and we want you to be a part of this action today. Hannah, do you have any favorite things that you're really excited about today?
Well, you know, I love hearing from people behind the scenes who made today possible, all the work that goes behind it, because you don't hear about that a lot, right? And also, I mean, you know me, I love food, so I'm here for the food. I'm here for the food.
It's true. It's true. We're already getting those wafts of air from the concessions. Hey, I just love the fact that this is a hopeful day. Everything is brand new, and the Mariners, I feel like we're all feeling like they're going to make that playoff run this year.
Of course we are. Of course we are.
And I know who is the most excited right now are the folks that are down on the field. Sports director Aaron Levine, Alyssa Charleston-Smith. You guys were taking on a little friendly fire earlier. Those foul balls during BP were heading right at you. Y'all feeling safe?
Yeah, we're safe now, and we survived, fortunately. And, Alyssa, we made it. I mean, it's been 179 days since the Mariners last played a baseball game. Tonight, the first of 162 games this season. And we might be at the starting line with all the bells and the whistles and the pomp and circumstance tonight. But the way you look at it, the way manager Dan Wilson has approached this offseason, and specifically in spring training, it's almost as if the Mariners have a head start, or a running start, so to speak, because everything that he has done has prepared them for day one, March 27th, opening day against the A's.
Yeah, March 27th, happy opening day, but more importantly, happy birthday to Aaron Levine. It's so nice of the Mariners to plan their opening day on your birthday. Talk to me, tell me you're a sports anchor without being a sports anchor. Okay, so in terms of Dan Wilson, though, head start, also because he went 21-13 when he was in charge at the end of last season, 2024. In August, he was hired, and they raked in spring training. I mean, this offense really looked good. #1 in RBIs and way up there in terms of hits and home runs. So I'm excited to see what they can do in terms of carrying it over. This group really respects Dan Wilson. He is a Mariners Hall of Famer, more games caught behind the plate than any Mariner in franchise history in terms of catchers. And this is what he had to say about opening day.
This is always a special day in baseball's opening day, and to be able to do it with these guys, with this staff, it's a great day here in Seattle, and we're looking forward to a great night. I think that's partly what makes opening night so great, is just that you know, you put a lot of work into getting here, and you know, this is where it all starts, and you know, it makes it a whole lot of fun.
Alyssa mentioned the 21-13 record under Dan Wilson to end last season. If you extrapolate those 34 games over a 162-game season, you're left with a 100-win team. Now, are we guaranteeing you a 100-win ball club this year?
We sure are.
Maybe Alyssa is, but I'm not. But hopefully those vibes will continue, because there are good vibes inside the clubhouse, a different feeling, a different approach, and hopefully a postseason at the end of the line. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, which was announced just a couple of hours ago. Victor Robles leading it off, followed by Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Arozarena batting cleanup. Luke Raley DHing tonight, followed by Jorge Polanco, Rowdy Tellez at first base, Ryan Bliss at second, and J.P. Crawford batting ninth. And of course, Alyssa, Logan Gilbert getting his first opening day start as the Mariners ace on a starting rotation that could be, and probably is, the best in all of baseball.
Yeah, they say it, other players say it, people around the league know better, and this group is scary. They set a franchise record with a 3.40 ERA last year. They led the major leagues in batting average against and every statistic that matters, but Logan Gilbert, he earned this opening day start. Luis Castillo is still the rock. He is still fantastic. He took it well, but Logan Gilbert is Walter, and there's nothing scarier than a 6'6" pitcher taking the mound against the formerly Oakland A's, just the Athletics now, but they're really going to set the tone. Logan Gilbert, Walter, as we like to call him, his alter ego, is going to set the tone for the Mariners in 2025. And for now, we're also going to let AJ Janival set the tone and figure out how the fans are feeling outside. Nobody better at talking to strangers than AJ Janival.
That is true. That is my beat, talking to strangers out on the street. We're actually right across from the street from you guys. They wouldn't let us into the ballpark, but I think, at least for now, we're going to be having a lot more fun. We're here at Hat Back, the place to be before the game because take a look at it. There is food, there is music, there are games, there are good times, and even though the weather is not the best, we're having a good time. Just take a look at the vibe here. You come over before the game. Hi, how are you? What are you going to be getting?
We're getting the quesadilla. How's that sound?
It looks really good. The quesadillas look good. The hot dogs look good too. You gotta make sure you got your clear bags to get in. And then way two, you can see the snacks that people are bringing inside the game. Right here, some of these peanuts have already been eaten. And you don't have any snacks, do you?
I have no.
No snacks?
No snacks. Even got the snacks.
I saw those snacks inside the bag. And you're Kelly, right?
I'm Kelly.
And Kelly, it is your birthday today, right?
It is my birthday today.
Aaron, this is your birthday twin, Kelly. And Kelly, today is a first for many reasons. It's the first game of the year, but it's also special for you. Why's that?
It's my first opening day game ever. It's courtesy of my best friend, Sharon. Here we are. Been to many Mariners games, but never opening days.
Why? What were you waiting for?
I don't know. Probably this moment right here.
I know. For her birthday to land on opening day.
There we go.
Is this the first time it's ever happened?
I'd have to do the math, and I went to Mariners, so I don't know.
Yeah. But how cool is that? Opening day on your birthday.
What are you guys most excited for?
I can't wait to see. I've watched the introductions on the field on TV for years and years, but to be in the house and see them all run out on that red carpet and all the fireworks, I'm psyched.
Definitely. There is so much to be excited for. It is the start of a brand new season, even if it's a little wet. Steve, I'm going to let you tell us what to expect for the rest of the day, because right now it's not too bad with the rain.
Well, that's exactly right. Not too bad at the moment. That is definitely what we're seeing outside. We're seeing some cloud cover right now, and it's not too bad. If you're just walking to the game or heading out to it, it's not going to be too big of an issue for you. You're going to have fun. There's going to be a few showers, and there's a possibility of some thunderstorms tonight as well, so just be aware of that. The roof will be closed for the game. Again, at first pitch is at 7:10 for our home opener tonight. 55 degrees with a few showers coming in later on tonight. I just wanted to let you know, when is the best time to come to T-Mobile Park for a game? Well, anytime. When the Mariners are winning, and it's exciting. Even when they're not winning, it's exciting. We want you to be here, and here's the average temperatures for home games for the Mariners. You can see we have the heat of the summer, the best time, July 21st through August 9th. And, of course, the roof is open a lot of times, but I want to show you the best times to be here for the roof to be open. Of course, that's going to be in that late July, early August time. As we send it back up to Matthew and Hannah. And, Hannah, I know you're ready for some possibility of some thunderstorms again tonight, right?
Oh, yeah, you know, after yesterday, Stephen, I love thunderstorms. I love that word. And I don't know if you can tell from the cameras, you guys, but Stephen, he was obviously, roof is closed. He's dry as can be. But Matthew and I here, we're kind of in this little gap, and there's a little bit of drizzle coming down, but it does not matter because we're having a good time.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. Yeah. It's going to be a fantastic day because roof open, roof closed. Right. It is a brand new season, and that's what we're getting excited about. In fact, we're going to have fans showing up in about 15, 20 minutes here when the gates start opening here at T-Mobile Park. And some of the fans that come early are going to get a really cool surprise because Blair, just 9 years old, part of a Make-A-Wish, is going to be running the bases, and we got a chance to catch up with her on a practice run.
Since 1999, when T-Mobile Park first opened its gates, a child has ushered in the beginning of each season with the first trip around the bases.
I really love the Mariners, and I'm a huge fan, so it was my wish.
A very special young girl.
Nervous, but very exciting, and then it looks bigger than I thought.
This evening, we introduce you to a 4th grade Spanish girl who, despite her cancer diagnosis,
I had lots of headaches when I first got diagnosed. And then they said that I had brain tumor, and then I started doing chemo.
All right, the field is yours. On your mark, get set, go!
Her treatment was done in November, so it's been a few months since it's been completed, and she's been very healthy. She's going back to school, she's smiling, and that's all you can ask for.
Make-A-Wish grants wishes to kids that have critical illnesses, and we know that granting a wish is a very important part of total patient care for these kids. It helps them escape the realities of fighting an illness.
third base, I do the Julio Rodriguez home run celebration. My favorite player is Julio Rodriguez. While he's running, the third base coach claps and then his finger goes up. I really love the Mariners and I'm a huge fan, and so it was my wish.
Love to see it. So that was, again, Make-A-Wish and Blair, 9 years old from Sammamish. And Jeanette Tarcha is here with us. Jeanette was in that story, but great to have you here, Jeanette. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I just want to get right into how many years you've been doing this. You guys have been around for a very, very long time. Every year this is an annual tradition, but it really makes such a huge difference. And somebody like Blair has gone through so much.
Yeah, we started this tradition with the Mariners back in 1999. We've had a Wish Kid run the bases at every home opener, and it's always special. It never loses its luster, because to know what these kids go through and to then have a moment where everybody can rise to their feet and cheer them on is just such a special and meaningful thing, not only for the kids, but also for those who are here.
Well, I do have to wonder, with Blair in particular, she just seems like she gets it. Like, she's such a Mariners fan. And I was understanding that really this isn't just her passion. This is the whole family, right?
Yeah, it's really their family's love language, quite honestly. When kids go through illness, it's not just the kid, it's the whole family. And as I understand it, the Mariners and watching baseball was sort of a healing part for their entire family. So when Blair had the opportunity to make a wish, she knew she wanted to do something that was special for her as well as her family, and she decided she wanted to meet the Mariners.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to nominate a child, what is the process? How do they qualify?
So the easiest thing to do is just to go to our website. It's wish.org/AKWA, and there's a button on there that says refer a child. You can fill it all out online, and if your child qualifies, we'll get back to you and we'll start the whole process. But essentially, you have to be a child between the ages of 2.5 and 18 and have to be diagnosed with a critical condition and, of course, live in the state of Washington to benefit from our chapter.
Well, Jeanette, we appreciate the work you do, and we appreciate you stopping by today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Go Mariners.
Yeah, go Mariners.
All right. Well, we have so much more that we're going to be talking about throughout the day. That includes checking in with Root Sports, understanding a little bit more about what's going to be different this time around this season, hearing more about Dan Wilson, the plans for this team, and, of course, we'll be checking back in with Sports Director Aaron Levine and Alyssa Charlton-Smith. That and much, much more coming up after the break. Welcome back into Fox 13 News at 4. Obviously a very special day as it is opening day here at T-Mobile Park.
Yeah, so we've got, live interviews for you here, and we have so much to cover. But right now, we want to welcome a voice that you are going to hear. And of course, it's a historic one because we are joined by Angie Mentick, and you are the first woman who is going to be a full-time regular color analyst for the Mariners. That is a big deal. We're so honored that you can be joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. It's really excited. I say that I kind of like vacillate back and forth between like, I'm really excited. I think I'm going to throw up. I'm really excited, and now I think I'm going to throw up. But it really is an honor. Just really thrilled that the Mariners, would trust me with this. It's not a role that I take lightly, and I'm really excited about this season.
I want to go back to that moment because I know that you have so much experience. You were a professional softball player. You also played for UW, so you know the sport. That's not the issue. But when you got that call and said you are it for this position, how did that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, thrilled. It's something that I had been working for, for so long, and over the last couple of years, they've given me sort of, opportunities here and there, a few games, a couple fistfuls of games here and there, and I really did try to, prepare. And I kind of joke. It's like it was a little bit like speed dating. Am I talking too much? Am I talking too little? Like, what am I doing? And so now I think with a longer runway and more games to be able to do, I can sort of just kind of ease into it a little bit and sort of relax and, all right, this is happening, this is a gig. And so I'm really excited to be able to not just have to, empty my bag in a series, but rather, over an entire season, just kind of sprinkle things.
Well, let me ask you, as a former athlete, you've been through opening days, you've been a sports journalist, you've seen this side of it. What is the vibe like today for the Mariners as they come into a new season with high expectations?
It's just different. I mean, every single opening day is different. And, baseball is that sport where you play 162 of those, but it is just different. There's only one of these, and I think there's so much to look forward to with this team. They've got arguably the best staff in all of baseball. If Julio Rodriguez can finish this season start off the season the way he finished it, I mean, good things are going to be happening. Cal's locked up. Just a lot of things to be really excited about.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I know you are going to have an extremely busy day, a lot of excitement with the Mariners and opening day.
That's why I wore the comfy shoes.
Have the shoes,
yeah,
so
exactly.
we're all
in. Exactly. We're all in. We're getting all our steps in today, guys.
Well, Angie, we're really excited for your season. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Anna, Matt.
Yes. So we're going to have to talk about, the weather.
Yeah, the roof is closed.
Yeah,
we need to send it back to anybody.
Stephen Kilbreth, we could give you the weather report for outside, but I'm guessing on the field it's feeling a little bit nicer.
We can feel the breeze coming through a little bit here in the openings in part of the stadium, and it is raining in some spots outside. I mean, right outside the door, it's not raining too bad at this moment, but there will be a few showers for the game. The roof will most likely be closed here, and it is now, and it's probably going to be closed throughout the whole homestand. Here's a look at our 24-hour temperature change from yesterday to right now. It's 11 degrees cooler in a lot of spots. You can see 16 degrees cooler in Forks than it was yesterday at this time, and as we look ahead, overnight, 46 degrees. It's going to be breezy overnight, and again tonight, some possible thunderstorms. Not as crazy as it was last night with the thunderstorms, but certainly something to be aware of. Here's our temperatures right now. You can see mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees in Yelm. Further up north, 58 in Seattle at the moment. It's 60 out on Camano Island. And even further north, 58 in Anacortes. Hi, Mom. You're watching there. I know. 56 in Friday Harbor. Here as we look ahead for tomorrow, 54 degrees is what we will get to tomorrow. There'll be a wet morning commute for you. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s, and it's going to be a bit breezy as well for your day tomorrow, as we're just going to continue those temperatures. Have plans or friends around the USA? Here's the temperatures throughout the USA tomorrow. 83 in Phoenix. It's 81 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and 52 for Seattle. Our Futurecast is going to show you the showers throughout the night. Here's 8 o'clock tonight. So again, it's just a few showers here and there as we spend our evening here. But we're definitely going to see the showers off and on throughout the night, and otherwise it'll be cloudy, but we're just going to see that continue throughout tonight, throughout tomorrow, throughout Saturday. Sunday actually looks like a pretty good day with some sunshine and 61. That's the best chance for an open roof game is on Sunday, because it's going to be sunny and 61. The showers aren't coming until late in the day on Sunday. So next time we'll chat about our extended forecast, but again for the homestand it's going to be showers. But hey, it's spring in Seattle and baseball, and if you have kids, Little League, you're out in the rain anyway, right? That's how it goes. That's what we love about the Northwest, rain and baseball. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. In fact, we're going to talk to the owner of the Mariners when we come back.
Back here at T-Mobile Park for Mariners opening day. Less than 3 hours to first pitch between the M's and the A's as you see us on camera. But a lot of stuff before that first pitch, including the ceremonial first pitch between Ichiro and manager Dan Wilson. That should certainly be exciting. And speaking of catchers, there's a big reason there are good vibes around here lately. And that big reason, Melissa, is Big Dumper.
Big Dumper.
Cal Raleigh signing a 6-year contract extension to stay here in Seattle. He's a fan favorite, and everybody's excited that he's here for the long haul.
And they paid him $105 million over those 6 years, potential for more with incentives. That's what you had to do. If you weren't going to go out and get free agents, you weren't going to give up a ton of capital to make a trade, well, then you have to keep the guys that you have developed. And Cal Raleigh has led the league for catchers and home runs over the past 3 seasons. Nobody has caught more innings than Cal Raleigh over the past 3 seasons. He's just done it all. And a big part of that is ownership stepping up and saying, let's lock him down for all the heat that they've taken. And earlier this morning, Brian McMillan caught up with John Stanton.
First off, let's talk about opening day. Obviously exciting for the whole staff here.
It's exciting for the whole city. I mean, this is fantastic. I always think opening day is the best day of the year. It's exciting. It's an indication that spring's here, that summer's on its way. It's about families. It's about baseball.
Yeah, and for you in particular, what is special for you?
Well, I think of the Mariners as a family. I enjoy talking with our players. I enjoy talking with our game staff. I enjoy talking with our front office folks. And I enjoy talking with our fans when they come to this building. And they, I walk the building every day, and I just love it. I have to confess, when first pitch is thrown, I'm sitting in my seat, and I watch every pitch of every game.
That's great. Now, I know a lot of fans were waiting for something to happen in the offseason here. Yesterday, we heard about Cal Raleigh signing with the Mariners. How important was that to get him signed to a longer-term deal?
Well, we believe that the way to build a winning organization on a sustainable basis is to recruit, draft, and acquire young players, and then keep those players with the organization. The deal we did yesterday with Cal will keep him here probably for the rest of his career. It's a 6-year commitment that we've made to him, and it's very similar to the kinds of commitments that we've made to players like Julio that got a lot of attention, and we made deals with J.P. Crawford and Andres Munoz, Dylan Moore are all on long-term deals because we think that keeping that core group of players together is the way to win the World Series.
Do you feel like that's a better way to go than to go out and get these splashy free agents?
Generally, a player doesn't become a free agent until they're around 30 years old, which is on the backside of their career. We'd much rather invest in young players who are getting better every year, the way I think our players will again this year.
Logan Gilbert starting tonight, and is he up next? Or are we hoping that we can sign him to a longer year deal?
Well, our philosophy is we'd like to have as many of our young players committed to the team, and we're committing to them. And if we can do a deal with Logan, I think that'd be great. I don't know if that's possible. Each player's different. Each player has their own priorities, but we have a group of young pitchers that are really exciting. Logan's after Luis Castillo, who is on a long-term deal. Logan's clearly next.
All right, hoping for a World Series run this year. I'm sure you are as well.
I am as well, and I'm very confident about this team.
All right, thanks to BMAC and thanks to John Stanton. There is a reasonable amount of pressure on him this year, especially because they didn't add a ton, but good job on Cal Raleigh. Go do Logan Gilbert next.
Absolutely. Logan Gilbert has to be next, especially since you heard the philosophy from this front office, from the ownership group, that they need to be able to take care of their own. And they have done so with Julio Rodriguez and now Cal Raleigh. As you mentioned, Logan Gilbert needs to be next. Speaking of pitchers and former Mariner pitchers, we caught up with Ryan Rowland-Smith. We're going to have that for you coming up as we count down to first pitch live from T-Mobile Park. The Mariners taking on the A's to kick off their 2025 campaign.
is Fox 13 News.
Welcome back in. It is a beautiful day. Ignore the sprinkles. It doesn't matter because it is opening day for the Seattle Mariners, and we are bringing you live coverage all day long here at T-Mobile Park. It is going to be a great day because we get baseball.
Yes, we get baseball, and we get the president of business operations, which means he's going to give us all the secrets, things you have never known before, right, Kevin?
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever you guys want. Let's go.
And by the way, congratulations. I know it was, recently where you got promoted, where you were doing marketing and promotion before. So you have been with the Mariners for decades, right? So going into your new position, how do you, I would think that's an advantage because you kind of know the ins and outs already.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been here for 3 decades.
Right.
And, being able to know all the people, right, that comprise our organization, both on the business side and the baseball side, those relationships have been built for many, many years. So it was a pretty seamless transition. Super grateful for the opportunity. It's an incredible privilege. This place has been a love of mine. It's, to get joy from your work is something I feel truly blessed with. And now to be a part of the leadership going into this season and beyond is pretty special.
Well, it's so interesting to hear you talk about the love for the game, because I feel like that is something we associate with baseball, and it feels like you pull in so many people that really are in love with this game. I was watching Ichiro out here shagging fly balls. I don't know that that's a normal thing to see a couple hours before a game, but how cool that he loves coming back to this city.
He doesn't know this, but we were kind of stalking him, and I had my camera, and I was like, that's Ichiro, come on.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody who loves the game of baseball more than Ichiro Suzuki. He's dedicated his whole life to it. The fact that he's going into Cooperstown, the National Baseball Hall of Fame this summer as a Mariner, it means so much to him. I think more than any other sport, if you're a part of it, you really need to have a connection to the game of baseball. There's 162 games. We're here 81 nights during the year. And if you have that love for it, it never feels like work. And you're always thinking of the next way to engage the fan base and bring them closer to the players and the organization, the community as a whole. It's always been an incredible platform. If you're a creative person and you're trying to think of new ways to position the game or the players, it's you've got a great canvas to do so every season, and we love it. And to your point, Matt, we do. We have a bunch of passionate people who really love the game and show up every day with that zest of how are we going to make this great for the fans.
For those people who say, they're new to baseball, or maybe you want to grab that new demographic to bring them to the stadium, how do you do that?
Well, Hannah, you're right, and we're always talking about that. From the way we present the games here, from the music and the visuals, we just launched a new streaming app for fans to be able to watch Mariners baseball through a streaming app, and that's vitally important to bringing that younger audience into Mariners baseball and developing new fans.
Yeah, new fans, absolutely.
Kevin, I know I'm already going to be downloading the app because I'm not going to miss a game this season. We are excited, and I know there's a ton of fans out there that are excited as well. AJ Janavella is out there with some of them right now.
All right, AJ.
AJ, just take me behind the scenes. How are the folks doing?
Oh man, we're having a good time. They got Sierra playing right now, and we got a little bit of rain, but we're going to ignore that. We'll let the professionals talk about that stuff. And check this out. We got some celebrities in the building. Let's check out what's going on over here. We got the M's team, and we got some fans getting some early picks. And check that out. They got the Trident on the field, but look at this. Look what I got. I got a chance to sneak my own in here. What's so fun about today, though, is it's a blank slate. Everything is just zeros across the board, and I was talking to Ian Furness about why that makes fans just so excited about today.
As a Mariner fan, you have great reason to be optimistic for a couple reasons. The best starting pitching rotation in baseball, certainly in the American League, if not baseball. Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, superstars in the making, and that pitching staff can probably carry this team to at least contend for a playoff spot. That gives you optimism, and that should make you excited as a Mariner fan.
Okay, so while we wait for that first pitch, there's a pretty heated game going on right here. Pretty exciting stuff. And as you mentioned before, I got my new microphone right here. If you don't know, this is actually a cup that you can get over there. They're going to be selling them throughout the season. What's so rad about these Trident cups is if you get one, you can get infinite soda for the rest of the season. So we got one, but we can't go inside. So what I'm going to try to do is find some kids and maybe come up with a fun way to give this away. But until then, I'm going to send it back to Steven so he can talk about this beautiful spring day that we are being graced with for the start of baseball.
Well, I love AJ. He's got the hat on backward now because he's getting into the cornhole championship over there, so that's awesome. Great, those cups, too. That's kind of a new addition for T-Mobile Park this year. And our weather, it is a little sprinkly in areas. It's not like a lot of heavy rain. Probably not going to see the hail that we saw last night. There is possibility of some thunderstorms tonight, so just be aware of that. The home opener at 7:10. The roof will be closed. Showers at times, so if you are coming to the game, you may have to walk in the rain a little bit to get inside. But once inside, you know, you'll need that jacket because it's going to be chilly. 55 to about 48 degrees by the time the game is over and the Mariners have won. Here's a look at the Mariners home game average temperatures throughout the season. You can see it definitely increases in July and August during the heat of the summer there. Best time for baseball, July 21st to August 9th. If you love the sunshine, but don't forget to bring the sunscreen with you if you come to games during that time. And here's the average days with rain in Seattle, and you can see the best time, obviously, late July and early August for that as well. That's the best chance for the roof open games here at T-Mobile Park. And here's the deal. We do have a few showers as you're heading to the game tonight. In fact, the whole weekend is going to be some showers for our baseball. The best day for the chance of the roof being open is on Sunday. And I know Hannah and Matthew are very excited about this weather we have. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm not the buzzkill guy here with the weather. I didn't do it. I'm just reporting on it. We'll be back in just a few minutes from T-Mobile Park.
$710 is the magic number. That's when the Mariners start the 2025 season. Tonight, it's against the Athletics, who you see warming up right now on the field at T-Mobile Park. Aaron Levine and myself are catching up with all the important voices down here on the field.
Well, no matter how hard we try on opening day, we're never going to be able to be as nice a dresser as former Mariner pitcher Ryan Rowland-Smith. Happy opening day, Ryan.
Well, hey, listen, this thing is so cheap. You pull one thread, the whole thing unravels, right? Trust me, it's, no, I'm just kidding. You got to dress nice, right? It's a special day. Special day.
Absolutely. And coming off of 4 straight years where they've just barely missed the playoffs. They made it 3 years ago, but missed the playoffs by just 1 game, 3 of the last 4. What are your thoughts on this team going into this year?
Well, you know, there's been this narrative, especially during the winter. It's been a quiet winter. We all know that. You know, there's no mistaking. You know, everyone's expecting some big splashy offensive move. But when you get to this point and you get through spring training, a couple things that stand out. Number one, you're looking at a Victor Robles who tore it up at the second half of last year in a Mariners uniform. Randy Arozarena looks completely different in a different mindset. If you can get Julio Rodriguez anything close to a September, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's 3 guys at the top of that lineup, which is pretty dynamic. And then for me, look, I'm a former pitcher, but when you look at that rotation, and I was anticipating that one move's going to come where they're going to have to trade and all of a sudden dismantle that rotation, they didn't. They got all 5 guys except for George Kirby on the IL. He's going to be back soon. When you can keep that rotation intact, they're all young, they're all healthy, and you have Emerson Hancock to be that 6th guy, you're in a really good place.
Yeah, good to see Luis Castillo is still on the team because that seemed like the guy that they might have been floating around, shopping around. But from a pitcher's perspective, this team, 13 games where the 5 guys didn't start. I mean, they were so healthy. So how realistic, not only for their performance to continue, but for their health to continue into 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point, right? You can't expect just to mimic what you did last year. And you mentioned the fact that 5 guys pretty much held it down. And that's why Emerson Hancock, I had a chance to talk to him yesterday. And it's funny because everyone kind of anticipates him to have this, this role of being a guy who comes in and shuttles back and forth. But I've been in his shoes before too, and he is literally auditioning every single start. He knows he's going to play a bigger role because, look, let's get real, right? You're going to have to mix and match a little bit. And so having Emerson Hancock, what we see from him being that 5th guy, if he can, follow suit and do what Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, and obviously Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, and then when George Kirby comes back, they're in a good place. But again, you can't rely on the health of the rotation. We get that. But I'm telling you, they got that 6th man that makes a huge difference.
And speaking of pitchers and relief pitchers, because you are one yourself, I'm on record in saying that the Mariners make the playoffs last year if Matt Brash is healthy. When you talk about the back end of this rotation, not the rotation, but later in these games, between a healthy Matt Brash, hopefully coming back sometime next month, Greg Santos, who missed a lot of last year also, what are your thoughts on them closing games out?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, those 2 names you mentioned, Matt Brash, who is a guy that, when he first sort of burst onto the scene to be an established guy in the bullpen, it was like, he put that fire out. So getting him get back, I don't want to see them rush him too much just because of, the way he's built, his makeup. You don't want to rush him too much. Gregory Santos, I felt like when they made that trade, from the White Sox, he was on the verge of being, that closer or something special. And so we really haven't had a chance to see what he's capable of doing. Obviously, Andres Munoz. But don't forget about my fellas back in that more of the front end. You're talking Saucedo, Gabe Swire, Trent Thornton, and they're going to bridge that gap. So good bullpen, but you're right. I think the difference is going to be this year if that bullpen can hold it down.
Yeah, those lefties, they matter.
That's
Saucedo,
right.
come on.
Yes.
Gabe Spire as well. All right, Ryan Rowland-Smith, he's going to be on a bunch of broadcasts this year. Congrats on that as well.
And streaming too. We'll see you all over the place. Right?
All the things. All right, the best wisdom there is. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you guys so much, and I'm feeling a little underdressed here. Everyone down there, they're wearing their suit, they're looking great. And we just noticed behind us, we've got the Athletics that just took the field. They're practicing, and 4:30, so people started pouring in, so we're just seeing the first batch of fans that are slowly trickling into the stadium, and first pitch 7:10, so we are getting there.
But we said that with gusto, and I'm a little concerned because it is the Athletic. We were more excited to see the Mariners, I promise you. I've been told by our producer I'm not allowed to throw anything that might get us kicked out of the stadium. But there is just going to be so much fun when everybody starts coming into the stadium, and that is right now. We started to see some folks starting to populate the hallways, and this is when the excitement really really starts to build.
It really is exciting, and I know maybe the viewers can't hear the music, but if you've ever been to a Mariners game, you know that the DJ, they are so good. Who needs a club when you've got a Mariners game?
Yeah, I started worrying because I started noticing that I was like moving around a little bit, started doing like the nod, and then I was like, does anybody hear the music? Could we pretend I'm on beat for a second? Like, would that work?
No, Matthew, you are on beat. You don't give yourself enough credit. Listen, so one thing that you probably are seeing, though, is you're like, okay, the roof is up, right? So why is Hannah and Matt, why are they wet? Why does their jacket look like this? Well, you guys, you're going to need a little bit of a rain jacket, maybe layer up, because it is cold out here, right?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit gusty. Stephen Kilbreth is joining us now. Going to walk us through what game time conditions will be like.
All right, like you said, there is a lot of movement with the dancing, right? That's what we're doing here with the DJ. No question about that. I think I got the moves. I think I could outdance Matthew. There's no question about that. But yes, Hannah, we do have some showers, and you're in a spot where it's like the only spot in the stadium where there is a little bit of rain that comes in. And but we love seeing your hair blowing around in there too. That's awesome. But it is a little bit breezy. It is a little bit rainy. But guess what? It's March, and it's Seattle, and it's baseball, and that's what we love about it. Let's take a look outside, and you know those showers are going to be making their way in, and you can see it is cooler in a lot of spots than it was yesterday at this time. Remember, we were preparing for that big storm yesterday at this time, so it's 11 degrees cooler in Hoquiam and in Chehalis. Overnight, we're going to see some breezy conditions, possible thunderstorms, and those showers are going to continue. 46 degrees overnight tonight, and again, those showers are going to be consistent throughout the evening tonight and into tomorrow morning as well, so it'll be a pretty wet commute for your Friday morning commute tomorrow. So our temperatures, as you see here, are in the low to mid 50s for the most part. We're at 60 degrees up on Camino Island, and you can see 61 right now in Deming in Whatcom County. But looking ahead to tomorrow, a wet commute. Temps will be in the mid 50s, and it's going to be breezy again tomorrow. Your temperature tomorrow, 54 degrees. Again, that's just about a degree or two below the average temperature, so it's right where we need to be. If you have plans or watching baseball around the USA, you can see the temperatures around the country. 76 tomorrow in Chicago. It'll be 55 in Portland. Now, our Futurecast shows you these showers throughout the evening tonight, and it's just consistent. It's not going to be, widespread the whole time, but as you can see, as we advance the time, it just kind of continues. These bands of showers just make their way through throughout the entire evening and into tomorrow morning as well with our Futurecast, and that goes through Saturday. Actually, Sunday is going to be a pretty nice day, and our temperature on Sunday is going to be 61, so we'll be low to mid 50s for your day tomorrow, and on Saturday as well. There is some possibility of some snow in the mountains, as you can see here, up to 3 inches at White Pass, 2 inches at Snoqualmie Pass. And again, your temperatures tomorrow going to be in the mid 50s, 61 degrees though on Sunday with a chance of the roof open. And we'll be right back here at T-Mobile Park in just a few more minutes. Stick with us. And actually, why don't we go back upstairs right over there to Matthew and Hannah.
Well, Stephen, I want you to hold on. Don't go anywhere. You know I can't let you go when you said that you can dance better than Matthew.
Oh,
Come on now. We got to dance to the break. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
So my problem was I wanted to just milk the tall cow.
Come on, Matthew.
And I was just gonna...
There we go. Okay, we'll be right back, guys. Matthew and Stephen will continue to dance it out. We'll see you right after this quick break.
Welcome back to T-Mobile Park. We're just over 2 hours away from a fresh new season for the Seattle Mariners, and that means fresh new memories. This ballpark is all about nostalgia for so many people and traditions, including one that happens in the middle of the fourth inning.
Yeah, you've got the hydro races and the hot dogs from heaven, but there's a new tradition that began last year, and they're bringing it back for another season this year. Take a look.
Risking my life to tell you this story. They could smoke me for this. I've been doing some investigation into this problem, this process, this thing that we call the salmon run. And what I've discovered is gonna blow your mind. I have intel that I've gotten from secret sources, the men in black. Some know them as orcas. They're on both sides. And they told me that these races are rigged. The money is all going to silver.
You know a lot of people out there are suckers, and they try to win a lot of money by pulling for the long shot. So I give the fish I know will lose some pretty attractive odds, like Humpy. Humpy's never gonna win. I've made millions and millions off of these salmon races. I take the bets, I set the odds, and I already know who's gonna win the race every single time. People think I'm weak because I have to run with my tablet. Well, I'm actually looking at how much money I'm making while I'm running in the race.
Our society is being ruined by technology. Analytics guy obviously cheated to win. We were told there was no side tackling, regular tackling, or just ambushing the other salmon in this race. But look, if I could, I would have. Yeah, not my best showing, but we all know who the real winner in life is.
Take one look at me. With my little water wings floaty around my waist. Yeah, I'd count me out too. Oh, little old Humpy, when are you going to win this race? When is it going to be your turn? Sure, I'm a chum salmon. Hey, I'll say it, but this chum right here is cashing checks. I'm not throwing these races for nothing. There's a fish behind the ladder here. And in all honesty, it's better to be his lackey than be working against him.
The salmon on salmon crime, fun crime, fun crime.
Wow, what a scandal that would have been. Too bad it was just us.
Oh, yeah. It's happening.
When we walked into the changing room and I first laid eyes on Humpy, I was like, oh boy, this is real. This is happening. Aaron, a little bit of a nerd.
Yeah, Aaron, you got to wear this on Washington Sports Wrap.
Had to be silver, obviously.
Well, aside from the fact that you could barely see anything out of the costume, it was really a lot of fun. I've never looked better.
Nobody better than Alyssa to be King Salmon. I mean, come on, it's Alyssa Charleston.
Just my size.
Probably one of the best Tuesdays I've ever had.
This is the most AJ thing I've ever seen.
And let me tell you,
How you feeling?
it was so hot and cramped and uncomfortable, and I couldn't see.
It is convoluted. Like 2 armholes or? Yes, there's 2 armholes and then there's a head hole. The head hole. Oh, I see it. Okay. Here we go. That's not too bad.
I'm in here.
People didn't know who was underneath the costume also, so it gave me the freedom to have a lot of fun, basically be a huge dork and enjoy it.
I'm just a little chum. I'm just a little chum. Oh my God, I'm actually panting already.
Look, to start, we're teammates. We're doing the Mariners win dance. This is a victory dance.
I'm coming through.
Humpy just breaks free. Nobody even agreed to this. She just takes off. She's not used to being a front runner, obviously. It shows.
So I blew past Aaron and Alyssa, and I was like, dang, I'm going fast.
I did not anticipate AJ in the sockeye salmon outfit to take a huge lead in the stretch run, and that's when my competitive juices started flowing. It's a little embarrassing to say that I did not want to lose.
You can't see your feet. Everybody wants a high five.
By the end of it, all of my clothes were just drenched.
Do you see my hair?
chance to just be a goofball in a giant salmon is kind of my dream.
Never give up on your dreams. That's all I'm going to say.
And so clearly something fishy in the middle of the fourth inning each night. Nothing fishy, though, about what's going on with the Mariners tonight on opening night as we count down to first pitch between the M's and the A's. That's here on Fox 13.
Welcome back into Fox 13 News at 4. Boy, I hope you guys are having as much fun as we are. I can already hear the crowd is making their way in. It's getting louder. The atmosphere is really picking up.
Right.
And it's going to pick up even more and more and more as we get closer to game time because it is opening day.
It is opening day for sure, and the gates opened at 4:30, and Matthew mentioned that, you know, people are filing in, so you hear that noise. And the first pitch, 7:10, so we are getting closer and closer. We are here for it all, and of course, stay tuned because we have a lot more coming up on the news at 5, including one of my best topics in the world, food, right? We're going to interview the VP of Fan Experience, so a lot more coming your way, so stay tuned.
This is Fox 13 News at 5.
Kind of like Christmas morning.
It's opening day at T-Mobile Park as the Mariners hit the field after missing the playoffs by just one game last season.
We should have been in there. That should have been us, and it was nobody's fault but our own that we dropped the ball on that one.
The team putting last year's struggles behind them.
A lot of us, you can say, like, didn't have the best year, and like some things were happening too. So I think we have a really talented group.
As they look ahead to what the 2025 season can bring.
This is a team that we have a ton of talent. We have a ton of eagerness. Our guys want to win.
Everybody's looking good, healthy, and ready to go.
Vibes been good. I think, like I said, it's just kind of making sure that with every day where there's focus, there's intent, there's a purpose to every day.
You can definitely tell the momentum is just growing. Vibes are really immaculate in there. You know, everyone's happy, everyone's hungry, and I think everyone's really excited to get going. Anything's possible this year.
Yeah, he did! Yes, he did! Say goodbye! Cal Raleigh swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Going and going.
Yes, the energy energy is electric. It is the big day, opening day for Mariners. You're looking live from T-Mobile Park, where we are stationed right now to bring you all the fun and excitement. And of course, we've got our whole team here, team coverage of everything you need to know. We've got sports director Aaron Levine and sports anchor Alyssa Charleston-Smith. And outside the stadium, we have AJ Janovel, our, of course, spectacular reporter who just, he loves to have fun. This is a perfect assignment for him, so you've got you covered. Thank you so much for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Hannah Kim.
And I'm Matthew Smith. Yeah, excitement really is the buzzword today. We are going to be having so much fun with you guys. And I just am a little bit jealous of folks right now because we're up here and we've got this beautiful view of the field. Unfortunately, the Athletics are on the field right now. But you guys get to go behind the scenes. We get to hear from athletes. We get to hear from the coach. We get to hear from all the movers and shakers today.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we are going to go to the experts, right? So take it away, Aaron and Alyssa. What's going on?
Well, we made it, Alyssa.
We made it.
It's been 179 days since the Mariners last played a baseball game, and tonight, the first of 162 games. And we might be at the starting line, but everything that we've heard from manager Dan Wilson leading up to today throughout spring training is that everything they did for those last 4 or 5 weeks was preparing them for the starting line tonight. It's like they have a head start because every single game matters this season.
Yeah, and they really do have a head start when you look back to last season, because Dan Wilson was hired to replace Scott Service in August, and all they did was go 21-13, the second best record in that stretch behind the Detroit Tigers. So they got it going, and man, they were hot in spring training. I mean, they led the league in RBIs. I know it's just spring training, but it's good to see the offense get going, and they have a lot of respect for Dan Wilson. He's a Mariners Hall of Fame catcher. This is what he said about opening day.
I think that's partly what makes opening night so great, is just that you put a lot of work into getting here, and this is where it all starts, and it makes it a whole lot of fun.
Okay.
And Alyssa mentioned it, a 21-13 end to last season. If you extrapolate that 34-game stretch over a 162-game season, you're looking at a 100-win team.
It's
again, not guaranteeing that they're going to win 100 games this season, even though Alyssa thinks they are. But it's good vibes, and the team's going in the right direction at this point. At least most people believe that. And let's take a look at the starting lineup as was announced a couple of hours ago. Victor Robles leading things off today, followed by Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Randy Arozarena batting cleanup. Luke Raley DHing tonight, followed by Jorge Polanco, Rowdy Tellez at first base, Ryan Bliss at second base, and J.P. Crawford batting ninth. And of course, Alyssa, Logan Gilbert getting his first opening day start as the Mariners ace on a starting rotation that could be the best in all of baseball.
Yeah, everyone agrees on this team that it is the best, and you've even heard it from other teams. It's scary. I mean, night after night, this team had a 2.85 ERA at home last year. That is a franchise record, and they led the major leagues in everything, every stat that matters. But Logan Gilbert really stood out because he led the major leagues in innings pitched. That's consistency. It preaches consistency. It preaches Walter, his alter ego.
Yeah.
He earned that opening day start. Luis Castillo, the Rock, is still very important for this team. He was happy for Logan Gilbert, but I'm really excited to see how Logan Gilbert sets the tone. 6'6" on the mound, nothing scarier.
Yeah, and give him some run support. I mean, that's the one thing he lacked last year. He finished with a 9-12 record, and he had one of the best ERAs in the American League. You know, the Seahawks, they take heat when they miss the playoffs by one game in a 17-game season.
True.
Imagine missing the playoffs by just one game 3 of the last 4 years. And it certainly resonates with a number of the players who have been frustrated the last couple seasons that they have fallen just so short. Here is what Bryce Miller, a different pitcher in that pitching rotation, had to say in spring training.
2 years in a row, we're 1 game short. So, and both years it felt like, we have our hot streaks and we have, our ruts, but we had to put together an incredible run at the end to even put us in a position to finish where we did. And if we could just put together, it's easier said than done, but put together a full season of not being complacent, I guess, and not taking days off, I think that we'll be in a better spot at the end of the year.
complacent and not taking days off. That really stood out as Bryce Miller spilling the truth. And I think this whole team is really tired of finishing just short. Going to be interesting to see how they start against the Athletics, who actually added quite a bit of talent in the offseason. But this Mariners team looking to make a comeback. And before we send things back to Matt, I have to give a shout out to this guy right here, because it's not just happy opening day, it's happy birthday, Aaron Levine.
Well, thank you. And the good thing is the Mariners are going to win, not only because it's my birthday.
Just for you.
But because they always seem to win on opening day. 15-5 in their last 20 opening days. They have the second best record on opening day in all of the American League. We're expecting a win tonight again.
Yeah, absolutely. But mostly happy birthday, Aaron Levine. Right, Matt, Hannah? Happy birthday, Aaron.
Yes, happy birthday, Aaron Levine. We are so happy that today's the big day for you, and because of you, there's so much pressure. The Mariners have to win. They're scared. They're scared of Aaron Levine. Okay.
No, nobody's scared. You know who should be scared? The Athletics. I noticed they finally ran off there. They must have heard me talking about them.
Of course. And guess what? Hey, if you want to talk about, first we talked about the players, now to talk about the fans, we've got the perfect person for you. Malcolm Rogel. He is the VP of, guess what? His title is Fan Experience. That is the most awesome title. How do you get a job like that, first of all?
Well, you work here a long time.
Yeah.
This is my 27th season as the Mariners, so I think they just created a job just for me. It's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. One thing that I had some people ask me is, hey, you know, we come here, I want to make sure that we're getting good discounts or maybe getting a value for, because it can get pricey if you're coming to a lot of games. So what is your tip for people coming here?
Yeah, well, value is center core to baseball. We have an awesome value program. We have our value menu, biggest and better value menu than we've ever had. Hot dogs, you know, you got nachos, you got peanuts, everything under $5.
Oh, wow.
You can do value games. So 30 games this year, $10 gets you into a Mariner game. It's pretty awesome. And then our super popular valued beer program, it starts at $5, and it's really incredible to get a hot dog, a beer, and a game ticket for under $20.
Wow.
But something new and amazing this year is our valued draft beer. First time we're ever doing a draft beer on the value program. So really, really cool. We're pumped about that.
For those who aren't jumping all in on baseball, which I know, crazy, but this just feels like a family experience too, but it's also a culinary experience here. You guys have been getting rave reviews for years now on what you're doing just with the food inside this park.
Yeah, food. You don't leave T-Mobile Park hungry. I mean, it is an awesome experience, and things in baseball have really changed, and fans demand it. Like, we get so many survey results, and they're like, hey, you should go try this place and go try that place, and bring them into the building. Nakagawa, which is one of our new sushi places, it came from a fan. So it's just really awesome about how people really embrace the food experience at T-Mobile Park, and it's no different. This is the first thing I'm going to show you.
Oh, we got some food, yes.
We got some awesome player items. This is the little dumpers.
Can you guys see that? I'm just trying to show the camera without tilted a little bit.
There we
These
go.
are awesome. These are little dumpers. They're dumplings. They're inspired by Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're at the walk-off market. Quick, in and out. You can get them super fast.
Right.
They're delicious. Next, we're going to talk about is another player item.
Ooh,
and these are going to be the Ichi
Give me
wings.
those wings. Oh,
Ichi
yes.
wings. So Ichiro created this recipe with our chef way back in the day when he played. He loved these wings. So the chef created this. We've brought him back now that he's going to be going into the Hall of Fame. They're amazing. They're just so perfect.
Yeah.
Ichiro loves them. We all love them.
Yeah, this smells delicious.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's another one. What do we got here?
Okay. So now this one's super fun. So we've never had a teriyaki bowl in T-Mobile Park. Which is crazy.
Because it's so Pacific Northwest,
it is.
right?
It's so Seattle. And the fans asked for this one. And so we teamed up with Kenji Lopez Alt, who's just a world-renowned chef. He's got best-selling books, New York Times best-selling author. And he developed the sauce for it. He developed the recipe. And he's pumped. He's going to have that also at the walk-off market. Quick in and out.
It's so fancy, you guys.
So fancy.
It's so fancy. It's not just hot dogs and the traditional thing here. You get everything. That's amazing. So we got one more, I think, that we wanted to show us.
Speaking of hot dogs.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Now, that's not just a hot dog.
Yeah, it can't be just a hot dog. Look at this monster. Beautiful.
I feel like I'm flashing back to like, that's not a knife. That's not a hot dog.
No. Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
Wow. That is meal.
The jalapenos. I can feel the heat already.
Yeah, so this is fantastic. This is Sumo Dog. Sumo Dog is going to be in center field this year, brand new, third party. They're amazing. They're really, really good. Think of like Moto we started a couple years ago.
Right.
This Sumo Dog is going to be that awesome.
That popular.
That popular,
Okay,
that great.
got a prediction.
Out in center field. If you're going to come and try one thing, come and give this a try. It'll blow your mind.
Okay, awesome.
Gotcha.
Don't, I need you to leave that.
I will. You guys can take that and warm up.
We're going to have to do that later.
I think I'm actually
you
going
gonna do it?
Yeah, because, I mean, what are we
Why
really
not?
doing here if we're not?
Why not?
And this one's after
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh, right?
I'm
That's
gonna reach
Cal Raleigh,
over.
the little dumpers.
I'm going to reach over and try one. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't those good?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, ballpark food.
Incredible.
That's ballpark
Your
food.
job all of a sudden is super cool. Have you tried everything on the menu?
Yeah, I have to go and try all this stuff. It's terrible.
Oh, it's such,
Very
what
difficult.
a horrible job you have.
But you know what else is really nice? We're able to close the roof. So if you're worried about the weather, don't worry. The roof is closed and we're going to have a good time. Stephen Kilbreath is down there right now. Stephen, I'm going to get some more bites. Take it away.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, we're going to see a few showers throughout the evening tonight, so the roof will definitely be closed throughout the game tonight. In fact, throughout most of the weekend in the homestand, we're going to see that roof closed, except maybe on Sunday. We have a nice day on Sunday and 61-degree temperatures on that day. But again, the roof is going to be closed, 55 degrees for the game today, so if you're walking down, make sure that you're layered because, you know, it is a little chilly even standing here now on the field at T-Mobile Park. So the first pitch is at 7:10, 55 degrees, showers at times throughout the evening. And again, the roof will be closed. You may be wondering when is the best time to come to a baseball game. Well, with that food Matthew and Hannah were just eating, every game is a good one to come to. But here's the average temperatures throughout the year, and you can see it definitely increases as we get to summer. This is pretty basic stuff here. You know that heat of the summer, the July 21st to August 9th. That's when you need the sunscreen when you come to those baseball games here. And the best chance for the roof to be open pretty much the same time of year here as we have fewer rainy days in late July and early August. It doesn't mean we won't have rain, but there is a best chance for roof open games is July and August, obviously. All right, let's take a look outside again. It's going to be some showers, and we're going to see some rain throughout the rest of the evening tonight. But when we come back, we have an exclusive interview with Cal Raleigh. Stay tuned here, live from T-Mobile Park.
into Fox 13 News at 5. Take a look. The fans are starting to trickle in, and there is a lot of excitement. Hey, look, Dave Niehaus stopping by with us as well. And I don't know about you, Hannah. You know what I love?
What?
A good giveaway.
Yes.
Opening day. Check that out.
Got one. Yes.
I see there's a kiddo over here already waving around. He knows what's going to be happening here at 7:10.
Right, exactly. The first pitch, and it is such an exciting time. And this is also kind of work as a towel to try to dab away that little bit of sprinkle that we're getting. And
it's a good mist.
It's a good mist. But everyone is excited. Everyone's having fun. We're feeling the energy. And guess who's also feeling the energy? We've got our sports team, sports director Aaron Levine, and sports anchor Alyssa Charleston-Smith down there, guys. How are you feeling?
We're feeling great, obviously. It is opening day, and one more reason for all the good vibes around this team this week is the re-signing of Cal Raleigh. I mean, he is a fan favorite for sure, and the best news of all, the Mariners taking care of their own.
A guy that they developed, right, from the minor leagues, out of Florida State, and someone that Dan Wilson had a big part in mentoring. I mean, this is a guy that has led major league catchers in home runs for 3 consecutive seasons. That's a short list. He is arguably the best catcher on planet Earth right now, and he continues to lead the Mariners like he did in home runs last year. But Dan Wilson, obviously an important part in his development. Hey, that's the Mariners franchise leader and starts behind the plate as a catcher, and this is what he had to say about Cal Raleigh.
Cal, I think from the beginning was a guy that we knew had something special, and looked at the game a little bit differently. Baseball's a crazy game. You're not sure how that's all going to play out, but it has played out in an extremely great fashion for him and for our organization. And so to kind of watch that progression, to kind of be around during that progression, he proves each day his value to this organization and his leadership, his play, what he means to the community here in Seattle as well. Just a great player, great person all around, and really excited for Cal.
And just a fantastic connection there, because you have the former Mariner catcher, Gray, who played his final game, by the way, just about 20 years ago. There's on the wall, as you come through the tunnel, you see his farewell in September of 2005. And talk about Dan Wilson. Now, it's all kind of come full circle, how Wilson, not on the field anymore, but now he's the manager, and he's also a guy that was watching Cal Raleigh film when he was in college. And when you're talking about these two guys, fiery competitors on the field, but probably two of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I had a chance to catch up with Cal Raleigh this spring, and here's what he had to say. You guys bring back the starting 5 in terms of pitching. How excited are you to work with this starting pitching rotation? Clearly the best in baseball coming off from last season.
Yeah, they're great to work with. I know these guys pretty well now. Just looking to continue to grow their success and continue to have them do well like they've been doing, and really just kind of feeding off each other. They do a great job of competing against the other teams, against each other as well. So they each want to be the best they can be, and it's really fun. Makes my job a lot easier back there.
But what impresses you the most about Logan Gilbert?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of things really. Obviously just a great person all around, but extremely hard worker, and really coming into his own as far as pitchability and being able to read hitters, scout hitters, understand situations, and really know how to work in certain kind of counts and maybe certain type of situations of the game. So,
what would be your message to all the fans out there going into this season?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement around here. We're ready to go, and like I said, we're kind of coming into our own as far as been in the league for a couple of years now. So it's our job to deliver for the fans and for this organization, and that's what we're kind of gearing up to do right now. And it's exciting with Dan at the helm, and really just anxious to get going. So
23-11 with Dan at the helm at the end of last season. You guys have that momentum coming off of last year. What was it about his managerial style, and what do you enjoy about having him as your guys' skipper going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to gauge with 30 games. So I think you need a full spring training, a full off season to kind of get some things under your belt, some things, style of play, things like that. So really excited to see what he brings to the table. Camp's already gone pretty smoothly so far, so really liking how it's going. And I've known Dan for a while now. He's a great guy. Everybody in the city knows he's awesome, and what he's done for this organization. So just really excited to get going with him.
And Melissa mentioned the offensive numbers. How about the defensive trend also? He's not only a Gold Glove winner from last year, he was the Platinum Glove winner, given to the best defensive player in all of the American League. So just a fantastic guy all around. Had a fun catching up with him, and glad he's going to be a part of this organization for the next 6 seasons.
Yeah, and he is the only Mariner to ever win that award. That just tells you, framing pitches and runners caught stealing, he's led the league in that in the last 2 years. And I'm curious, you brought this up yesterday, Julio Rodriguez or Cal Raleigh, who will get a louder cheer from fans? Well, I know for a fact that Matthew Smith will be on top of a table or a chair somewhere with his arms up with that very shirt on, right, Matthew?
All right. So the cat's out of the bag.
There we go, a little show and tell action. There you go.
I mean, here's the thing. There is no better team to cheer for in America when you can wear a big dumper shirt on live television and your boss is cheering you on in the background. Thank you to Cal Raleigh, and thank you to Mariners management for making this a long-term deal, because I like a deal. We were talking about with the food earlier. I like the fact I get to wear this shirt for the next couple years, and I'll be cheering on Cal Raleigh every single season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Matthew has been talking about this moment to me for the past couple of hours, so I knew that he was waiting to show off what he got. Were you working out? Were you working out prior to this moment? You knew.
You might have noticed I didn't jump into those dumplings too quickly. Steven, did you notice that? I might need some of your dance moves so I can work this out, and then I can pull the next layer off.
All right, well, I've been texted by friends that no more dancing on TV, which is crazy. I don't know why, but you know, that's good. But yeah, we definitely love the food. I can't wait to get around and try some of that at games this season. It's been awesome, and the weather today, not the greatest, but it's, you know, Seattle baseball weather. So actually, it is the greatest because it is opening day here at T-Mobile Park. Mid-50s, a little bit of rain. You know, you need to layer it out once you get to make your way to the park. Lots of people already in the stadium already, but there were a few showers for people making their way in, and the showers are just going to continue to be here throughout the night and actually throughout the entire homestand. The best day for a roof open day is going to be on Sunday when it's 61 degrees. As we take a look at what's going on outside at the moment, we do have those showers, and temperatures are a lot warmer throughout the region today than they are a lot cooler, I should say, than they were yesterday at this time, as we had that storm that was making its way in. As you know, those temperatures are going to be in the 50s throughout the time as well. And as we take a look at those temperatures are going to be increasing as we head into the weekend. So Sunday, we're going to see temperatures around 61 degrees with some sunshine. But again, that 24-hour temperature change is a little bit different there. We have some showers coming up tonight into tomorrow. It's going to be breezy, possibility of some thunderstorms tonight. And those temperatures right now are in the low to mid 50s to near 60 degrees in some spots. It's 58 in Everett, as you can see, 60 in Mount Vernon at the moment. And as we take a look here for tomorrow, it'll be a wet morning commute for your Friday. Temperatures will be in the 50s and around the USA tomorrow. Salt Lake City at 60 degrees, Las Vegas to 73. And our future cast, you can see it's going to be rainy tonight. And then as we make our way throughout the evening and into tomorrow, those showers are going to be pretty persistent as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. And you can see we're actually going to start reintroducing some snow into the mountains. So there is a possibility of some snow in the mountains as well. And those breezy conditions and those thunderstorms are going to be with us as well tonight. Certainly not as bad as they were last night, but those thunderstorms are in the forecast for tonight. So if you are going to the game or know some folks who are, if they're heading out after the game, make sure they stand clear of those thunderstorms if one does happen to pop up, and those lightning strikes as well. So as we head into the rest of the weekend here, we're going to have some breezy conditions tonight that are possible with those gusty futurecast winds going to show us in the upper 20s and low 30-mile-an-hour potential gusts that we are going to see. And then as we take a look at our extended forecast, again on Sunday, high of 61, so that's the best day. Possibility for the chance for the roof to be open on that day. And as we head to break, we're going to be back here from T-Mobile Park in just a few minutes. The excitement is getting big here at T-Mobile Park. We'll be right back on Fox 13 News.
Back here live at T-Mobile Park as the gates are now open. The fans are filing in as we count down to first pitch between the Mariners and A's here on opening night in Seattle. Aaron Levine with Alyssa Charleston. And Alyssa, I said it on Seattle Sports Live on Sunday night. The best way to get the most unbiased view of a team is to take a look at the odds in Vegas and the expectations of a team. You can't go no further than looking at the predicted over-under win totals. Let's take a look at the American League West, because according to FanDuel, the Mariners over-under win total this season is 85.5 wins. That's just one fewer than both the Astros and the Rangers. So Vegas projects this to be a three-way race for the division. It's also the closest the Mariners have been to the top in terms of preseason projections since 2015, when they were both the Angels and them had a over-under win total of 87. And let's take a look at the American League as a whole.
Yeah, there is so much parity in the American League. I mean, you look at the top 10 teams and the win projections, you only have 6 wins breaking up from the 1st to the 10th. I mean, that is so small. And you obviously see the Yankees leading there. Well, I actually listened to a podcast with 2 really trusted names in baseball, Buster Olney and Jeff Passan. They said the Yankees weren't even going to make the playoffs. They had the Boston Red Sox winning that division. So everyone has different opinions. The Mariners are hoping really to get and win that division title race, but they're looking for more.
And then your reminder, the Mariners are the only team to never have reached the World Series. Well, their odds to win it all, currently 25-1. The Dodgers, the overwhelming favorite to win a title and go back-to-back. Then again, it's just a matter of time. If they get back to the playoffs, and with this pitching rotation, who knows what can happen. So very excited to see that. 85.5 wins. I'm taking the over. I still say they win this division 88-74 this year.
Ooh, I like it.
And they take the AL West for the first time in 24 years. Let's head on over to AJ Janabel. AJ?
And what's more fun than baseball? Free soda. And with this Trident, anyone that goes into T-Mobile Park gets unlimited soda for the entire season. So I thought, what better way to celebrate that than to give free soda to one of these kids? This is the Ferguson, Pritzky, and Newell families. Some of these guys are all from Portland, Oregon. They came up for the game, and we're going to give this cup to whoever has the best dance moves. Guys, take it away!
We can go!
Get it, get it! All right, so tell me, you guys made the drive up?
Yes, we did. We went to Crystal Mountain first.
Okay.
And now we're hitting opening day.
Whoa, look at the worm! Oh my gosh! When's the last time you were here for opening day?
We've never been to opening day.
Holy smokes!
I know.
When's the last game you went to?
Last year. That's where they got those 2 Rodriguez jerseys.
Okay. I see you recording. I'm worried that it's vertical when you're going horizontal, but you can switch that later.
Nice.
All right, who do you think's got the best dance moves, Dad?
Oh. I mean, I got to pick one of the 244 jerseys, right? Those are mine.
You got it. You got to pick. Look at this. Guys, look at this. The dedication. Don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, yeah. I like that move. Oh, yeah. Okay. We got Jack White on, too. Oh, man. What do you call this move?
I don't know.
He doesn't know what he calls it. He just made it up right now. Dude, what do you call what you're doing? I like that hat. You kind of look like a little teddy bear. All right, what are these moves? Oh, they're doing the floss. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a real tough call. I think I got to give the free soda, hi, buddy, to one of these worm guys. You guys are brothers, right? No, you don't even know each other? All right.
Yeah, we do know each other.
I'm gonna give you this cup, and with this cup, you can get free soda forever. Here you go, dude. Congratulations. We got a winner. But don't worry, we got a runner-up. With the hat, we're gonna give it to you. You said you wanted the hat, right?
No.
She said she didn't want the hat. You wanna give it to him? We're gonna figure out who wants the hat. Guys, this was a really hard call, but luckily they all know each other and they're from Oregon, so they said they're gonna work it out to who gets the free gift. But someone's gonna be drinking a lot of soda for at least today, and hopefully for the rest of the season. We're gonna have a lot more fun before that first pitch coming up in a little bit.
It's a long year and there's so many games, but at the same time, past 3-4 seasons, you see it comes down to 1 or 2 games. And I think that's the big mentality here is every single night is a battle, and we want to earn every single win, because at the end of the year, really, it comes down to 1 or 2 a lot of times.
Yeah, and that's what you want to hear coming from your ace, Logan Gilbert, your opening day starter on the mound. And really, the numbers tell the story for Gilbert last season, leading the league in games started and innings pitched and whip or walks and hits per inning pitched. He was also an all-star and finished 6th in your Cy Young voting. He did get the Felix Hernandez treatment in terms of run support, though, hence his 9-12 record. But what we're focusing on, new season, new outlook. He's your ace. Let's run back those numbers, bump up the run support. We're talking about a 20-game winner here, Hannah. I can already feel it. It's in the air.
This is the year, you guys. We say it every year on opening day, but hey, you know what? That's what gives us hope, right? It gives us something to cling on to. And this stadium right now, T-Mobile Park, it is packed, right? Gates opened at 4:30. People have poured in. First pitch is at 7:10. So much to look forward to for sure.
Yeah, and I think the thing that most people are looking forward to is a full season with Dan Wilson as your lead guy. I mean, the reality is this team went on a run late in the season. So the offseason is behind us. Now we get to see a full season with Dan Wilson on the bench as your team manager. Let's see what he can do. And the beautiful thing is we're getting you behind the scenes. We're hearing from him ahead of the first pitch. Let's listen in to Aaron Levy's interview with Dan Wilson.
Dan, we've seen you around spring training before, like many other former Mariners are here right now, but what is it like to be here and be the guy?
Yeah, obviously very different role, very different feeling to it. But you know, I think this is such a great organization with such great people, and the transition's been smooth, and you know, it's just a lot more decision making, a lot more conversations to have, but it's all the same family, and grateful to this family for the opportunity to, you know, we want to do the best at it that we can, and now we look forward to what's ahead of us here moving forward, and this group it's a great group of players.
We all know the fans love you. A lot of fans also pretty frustrated with the front office and ownership right now. So what would be your message to fans who are still upset about the lack of movement this offseason?
I mean, I think for me, I love this team and what we were able to do down that stretch drive last year. Our pitching is so solid. Our defense is incredibly solid, and offensively, we really executed down the stretch. And having Gar back again and leading that offense is outstanding. Bringing in the Major League hitting coach Kevin Seitzer and Bobby Magianis also from Atlanta. I think we really have set ourselves up to be in a good position, and this is a group of guys that I really believe in, and the way that they approach our offense is going to allow us to win consistently. So you know, we just have to go out and do it. We have to go out and execute, no question, and that's what we're down here in spring training preparing for, and we will be ready to go when the bell rings on the 27th.
Yeah, so much of the offense over the last few years has been based off of stats and analytics. What's it like to go back to some of the more old school philosophies, some tried and true things that have been in baseball for a number of years?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we ever got totally away from them, but you're right. I think it does start to feel like it's maybe the pendulum is swinging back in some degree to it. I think the analytics are a part of it. They're certainly a tool that helps us measure a lot of different things, areas to work on, those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, it comes down to executing the team game that baseball is ultimately. So that's what our guys did so well at the end of the year last year, and that's where we hope to pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, so many guys struggled last season. In your mind, when you think of bounce back year, what are the names that immediately come to mind?
Well, I mean, I think that there were, you know, a handful of guys. I mean, I think in some ways everybody feels like we could have done. I could have done better next year. You know, to me, this is a group that together. I don't know if there's even one guy that I would put in this group, but as a group together, we know we can make bigger steps. And I think from judging from the work that I've seen in the offseason here, the approach that pretty much every guy has taken mistaken in that regard. They're ready to go. They're eager to get out there and take the field and have a good season, and so that really excites me.
You played for Lou Piniella for so many years. Do you find that you have any Lou Piniella in you yourself?
You know, I think one of the things I've taken from Lou really is, you know, just the idea of the importance of today's game. And, you know, I think in some ways, when you play 162 games, you have to approach every single game individually. And I think Lou was really good about that. You know, in some ways, you do have to look forward. You have to plan. You have to do this and that. But at the end of the day, it's about winning, and it's about winning tonight. That's the only game you have control over. You don't have control over last night's game, and you still haven't prepared for tomorrow's game. And I know it sounds cliche, but seeing him think that over and over, and how he managed that as well, I feel like is something that we try to bring to these guys, like the importance of tonight's game, the importance of letting it all hang out at 7 o'clock.
I know it's a few weeks away, but it'll be here before you know it. Have you thought about what it will be like on opening night, March 27th, to be introduced as Mariners manager?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, you know, opening day always has a big, you know, just a fanfare to it. Even as a player, it's one of those days that just it just brings a lot of life to you, and it's exciting. It's you know, it gets the juices flowing. I know that's going to be happening as a manager as well. I always prefer to get into the season a little bit, get the microscope off, and just get into the season. But it'll be exciting. I think that the fans will be excited to see this club. I know I'm excited to see these guys really go out and just take it to the league.
Does this team have enough to win a World Series?
Absolutely. I mean, this is baseball, and this is a team that we have a ton of talent. We have a ton of eagerness. Our guys want to win.
All right, we want more analysis. So Aaron Levine is here joining us now. So, Aaron, what was your impression of that interview from earlier?
Well, I mean, listen, everybody loves Dan Wilson. I said it to his face. I mean, there's not a Mariners fan out there that doesn't love Dan the man. And talking to Jay Buhner just a couple of days ago, he says that the more simplistic approach, Dan Wilson doesn't micromanage his players. He lets them be the players that got them to the big league level to begin with. And you saw a huge change with Julio Rodriguez in the final month of the regular season last year. Julio had 9 of his 20 home runs last season in the final 34 games when Dan Wilson was manager. Extrapolate that to a full season, and you have a 43 home run season by Julio Rodriguez. So again, it's not just rubbing off on Julio, it's probably going to rub off on a lot of the guys. The more simplistic approach, bringing in Edgar Martinez, by the way, as one of your hitting guys, along with the brand new hitting coach in Kevin Seitzer, that's going to make a big difference this year as well. They're getting away from analytics, and they're just saying see ball, hit ball, and use the entire field. You're going to find that production this year from this team.
Well, and we've seen it before, right? With baseball coaches, you change a culture just a little bit, and all of a sudden the team changes. And I don't think we need to change anything with the pitching, but those bats, if they start coming alive like we saw down the stretch, I mean, where do you think the limit is? What do you think these Mariners are capable of?
Well, when you look at the stats last year, I mean, the Mariners were last in the league, second to last in the league in team batting average. They were last in the league in total strikeouts. You're going to bring those strikeout numbers down a little bit this season. They still averaged more than 4 runs per game last year. If you can average closer to 5 runs per game with this pitching staff, who knows what the ceiling is? Everybody makes so much about, yeah, the Mariners, they're not making the playoffs. They made playoffs just one time in the last however many, 23 years or so. It takes some skill to miss the playoffs by just 1 game 3 out of the last 4 years. Yeah. And quietly, this team has won 85 games or more in the last 4 years. You know how many teams in Major League Baseball have done that?
Come on.
Only 5.
Wow.
So, again, it's a matter of getting into the playoffs, but they have a very good foundation to build from to begin with.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, this is going to be the year, and guess what? Right before we go to break, shout out to Mr. Aaron Levine here. It is his birthday, everyone, so happy birthday to you, Aaron.
Thank you very much. Another year.
Another year, and we'll be right back after this quick break.
the beginning of the year it is what it is, you know. But I feel like I definitely took with me like the last 6 weeks, what we did as a team, what we did as an organization, and everything, you know, just kind of how we continue to push forward. We were right there again, so I definitely took those last 6 weeks with me into my off season and kind of try to carry into this year.
Boy, I can't get any more excited than this at this point. We're now hearing from Julio before opening day.
Yeah, so many fans, even today, I've heard from people, they're so excited about Julio Rodriguez. What is your expectations for him this year?
Well, I just know that the Mariners go as Julio Rodriguez goes.
Yeah.
And the last 34 games of last season was a perfect example of that. The Mariners went 21-13 in the final 34 games, and Julio hit .313 with 9 of his 20 home runs last season. So that was after really struggling at the first part of the year last year. There was the expectations with Julio maybe are somewhat unrealistic, but he was on quite a trajectory over his first couple of seasons in the league. He hit 28 home runs. 32 home runs his second year, so you're expecting a 36 or a 40 home run season last year. He only hit 20 of them last year. So now, again, going back to him taking the time to work with Edgar Martinez in the back half of last year, taking a more simplistic approach, you take a look at the tale of 2 seasons from 2023 to 2024, I'm thinking this year is going to be a lot more like 2023 than what we saw last year.
And when we talk about how the Mariners go as Julio goes, I mean, if we see those numbers, if we see just a return to form, is that enough for this offense? Because it feels like that's what we need.
Well, it's not just Julio. I mean, look at the guys in the outfield with him. Randy Arozarena, who's now going to have an adjusted time in Seattle. He came from Florida in the middle of last season, right before the trade deadline. He had to come out. Now he's going to feel a lot more comfortable with this team. You have Victor Robles, who's healthy all season. Take a look at his numbers last year. Those 3 guys at the top of the lineup, Ryan Rowland-Smith was saying it earlier, that's the production that the Mariners are counting on this season. So yes, the Mariners go through Julio Rodriguez, but up and down the lineup between Cal Raleigh and a lot of other guys as well, including that outfield, they're going to be, a force to be reckoned with, hopefully.
Yeah, Aaron Levine joining us here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we have a lot more to cover. Of course, 7:10 is the first pitch. The stadium, the energy is vibrant, right? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, we're dancing.
doing Who Let the Dogs Out now.
Yeah.
We got thousands of fans already in here. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. We'll be right back after this quick break. T-Mobile Park. I don't know if you can tell, but the energy, it is so amazing right now.
Absolutely. I feel a little bit jealous because I don't know what the better part was. Do you think it was the field, or do you think it's out where AJ is right now?
Oh, it's everyone. I mean, it literally permeates. And being able, it took me a while to get from the field to you guys because there are so many people walking the corridors here at T-Mobile Park.
Yeah, and guess who's having fun outside the stadium? You don't have to be inside the stadium, apparently, because, AJ, you're having way too much fun, buddy.
Thanks! I know, isn't it such a good way to spend the workday on a Thursday right before the weekend? So you guys are over there inside the ballpark. I'm here with Henry, Nick, and Chloe. We're having our own game going on. We got a little bit of cornhole. Why don't you take a shot? All right, sounds like Oh, wait. Ready? Ooh! All right, so you were telling me this is your first opening day?
First opening day. Always lived in Seattle, so I'm excited to hit the Mariners game, see what's going on.
Up in Kenmore, and this is the first time that you've been to opening day? Bro, why? Where have you been?
Opening day, I've been lacking.
Okay.
I'm excited to be here. The energy's palpable.
Okay, Chloe, tell me, what are you most excited about?
Just being in there and the energy and just having fun with my friends.
Yeah, for sure. That's some of the most fun stuff. How about you?
I've actually never been to a Mariners game.
No, stop.
I swear to God.
But you're from Kenmore.
Work event? No, I'm from about an hour south.
Okay,
Like
dude.
that. Yeah.
What a fun way to start.
I know. This is awesome. I love this. I'm going to come to more.
Have you seen the food they have in there?
No.
Oh
I hear
my
it's
gosh.
expensive, but good.
It is wild, too. They got blue corn dogs and moto pizza.
You say blue corn dogs?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right, I'm going to let you guys get back to the game. I want to get one more shot in. Oh. But take a look. We still got about an hour before that first pitch, maybe a little bit more. But people here, they're having their own game. They're having their own fun. They got the music going on. I saw our little friends with their hat and their free soda drinking Trident machine. So we're going to stay out here, and then we're going to head over in a little bit, and we're going to wave to all of our friends inside who are watching the game right before that first pitch. But for now, we're going to take a little break. Make sure to tune in as we keep it here.
Fox 13 News at 5. Hannah, I think I said it earlier. Hope springs eternal on opening day.
Yes.
Anything can happen.
We are so excited. I know usually in Fox, the 5 o'clock news, we're over here kind of talking about bad news, but today it's all good news, right? So we're so excited to be here, and the excitement is clear. We have first pitch at 7:10. This stadium is almost, it's getting there. It's almost getting there, right? Packed. Yeah.
And they got to take advantage of home field advantage. They were 49-32 last season. That's the second best record in the American League. They're also 17-9 against the Houston Astros, those hated, dreadful Astros the last 2 seasons. Take care of your business within the division and beat all the mediocre teams that they've been losing to the last couple of years, and this team will make the playoffs.
All right, Aaron, thank you, and we appreciate you all tuning in. More news coming up on Fox 13 News at 6.
This is Fox 13 News at 6.
Well, it's the best day.